It's great. Amazing. So 6C, no problem. How? Hello, hello. How are you? Yes, I'm fine. Eh, as always, let's wait a little bit for the others and we will start. Yeah, because I have to talk a little bit about the activity in Alex because in another class we detected that it has some mistakes that I already reported to the people in my McGraw Hill, but I will explain that to everyone. Yes, Carlos, I know you're Carlos. Your name is here. So let's wait like 2 or 3 minutes. Meanwhile, I will be drawing some things and also let me share. 1 moment. Okay. Hello, Valerie. Hello. So, yes, now I'm sharing my screen. Let me draw something and don't worry. Just wait. Okay, how many people is? Only 13? Okay, let me check the attendance. Ángel, Carlos, Carol, Daniel, Diana, Milena Restrepo. I always forget who is Diana Milena. Please enter with your actual name. Juan Esteban, Laura, Lucas, Samukra. Who's this person? Valeria and Valerie. Okay. Please use your name, Samuel. Your actual name. Diana's Dilam. Okay. Yes, thank you. So, 2 more minutes, please. Can you hear me properly, or do I need to increase the volume? Do you hear, do you hear me properly, or do I need to increase the volume? Is it too loud or too low, or is it fine? Thank you. Hello. One more minute.
Hola, profe.
Hello, how are you? Talking? Hello, Jorge. Well, hello. Hello, Javier. Who's this person? Okay, I think that we can start right now.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you? So, okay, let's start. And first of all, I need to talk about an activity in Alex that you were doing. So, thank you. And some people wrote to me yesterday that they found problems with the points 14 and 15. And yes, I actually checked that, and I can tell you now that the activity that the platform is wrong. And I already reported that to Carlos, and we talked that a little bit of that last night. So I explained what happened exactly. I gave you the names of everyone because everyone had the same problem, because it's wrong for all of you. And he told me that he already reported that to the people that is in charge of that, and he will tell me soon, as soon as he can, about what happens with that. So let me show you about that. So Jorge, would you allow me to show your answers, please?
What answers, teacher?
Let, do you let me open what you answered here in Alex to show everyone?
Mm, I don't understand.
Que si puedo abrir tus respuestas y
Ah, sí,
mostrárselos a
profe,
todos.
claro.
Okay, thank you, Jorge. So, look, the same thing happened. You had everything correct except the points 14 and 15. So, let me show Jorge's answer, and let me explain why that happened. So, let's look at the question. The figure below has a point marked with a large dot, this big dot. So, you had to do two things. First, make a rotation that it indicates here, and then you have to write all of the coordinates of the original point and the result, the image, right? So what happens? Let's see. You had to rotate it 270 degrees counterclockwise, and let me remind you about that. This is clockwise in the same way of the clock, and this is counterclockwise, so it's opposite to the way that the clock moves.
Mm,
Yes,
con razón me equivoqué.
I'm not pretty sure about that, Jorge. So look, clockwise is like this, and counterclockwise is like this. So let's see what Jorge did, and let's see what the proper answer of Alex is. So the original was here, and you moved it in this direction, like this. Is it clockwise or counterclockwise, Jorge? The way that you did it.
Counterclockwise.
You did it counterclockwise. And look, you did it properly because the point asks you to do
Ah,
counterclockwise. You did the motion in the proper way. So let's see if you did a 270 degrees angle. So let me open GeoGebra here in the browser, and let me allow another person, Perea Uchiha. Yes. So let me show you some angles, just in case you don't remember what the 90, the 270 degrees angles are. So look, this angle is 90 degrees. If we start here, is counterclockwise. If we do it completely flat, completely straight, it is going to be 180 degrees. But what happens if we do it like this? Mm, It's like a 90 degrees angle, but we are doing it outside. So if we do it like that, that is a 270 degrees angle. You see, it's like the 90, but the outside, the opposite part, the complement of that. So look, 90 like that, 180 like that, and 270 like that. Let's see if Jorge did it 270. Yes, Jorge did 270. Look, he did all of that. Imagine like this is the angle and it's the outside part of a right angle. So yes, it's perfect. It's 270 counterclockwise. Mm? Now let's see the coordinates that he wrote. And let me admit another person, Monica Ramirez. Who is this person? Can you tell me, please? Hey, Sarah, why aren't you getting inside with your actual name? This person, this person, this person. You know that you have to do it with your names. Well, so let's talk about the coordinates. Okay, these coordinates, first you have to do it the original. Ay, Dios mío. The original is the gray one, right? So it's this point, and this point is 1 comma minus 3. What did Jorge say? Yes, it's perfect. 1 comma minus 3. And in a moment I will explain, remind you of that, right? Just in a moment. And the other one, the result is minus 3 comma minus 1. That was the mistake of Jorge. Yes, that is a mistake because he did it the opposite. He did it first, the minus 1, and second, the minus 3. Don't worry, I will explain a little bit of that in a moment because I know that a lot of you don't remember. So the point that Jorge did was wrong. But let's look what Alex says as the proper answer. Look, Alex is showing us a, a rotation of 270 degrees, but it is doing it clockwise. And remember what he asked us. He asked of a rotation counterclockwise. So Alex, in the answer that it says it's correct, he's actually lying. That's wrong. This answer is wrong. But Alex tells us that it is correct. So there's something happens. And I checked that with a lot of people. So let me check. Let me see if another person tells. Valerie, can I open your answers, Valerie? Thank you. So exactly the same. 14 and 15 wrong. Let's open the 14. And let's focus first. I am not going to focus on what you did. I am going to focus on what Alex asks and what it says it's correct. So the same, 270 counterclockwise. So if it is here, counterclockwise is in this direction, it should appear here. 90, 180 counterclockwise. It should appear here. And the arrow should be in this direction. But look, once again, Alex is doing it in the other way. It's not correct in the answer that Alex offers. So there is a mistake, there is a problem with these 2 points, right? So I asked Carlos yesterday, and last night we talked a little bit about that. I explained about what the problem is, that it happened with everyone. Um, so he told me that he already communicated that to the people in church, and as soon as he has the answer, he will tell me. So don't worry about it, kids. It's not that you don't know the points necessarily, yes, because let me say that in Spanish. Puede que tú lo sepas bien y obviamente te quedó mal, pero pues puede que te haya quedado mal y también los tienes mal, como de pronto le pasó a Jorge ahorita en un poquitico. So, no problem. Let me remind you of coordinates a little bit so we can start right now with the presentation of sets. This is not presentation of sets. So I am going to ask Paola P. Hello, Paola P.
Hello, teacher.
I didn't have any Paola P in my list, but anyway, I will let you attend this class.
Sí, ok.
Okay, Paola. I am going to
Daniela.
point, Paola. I am going to
The-
put a point here, the point J, and it has some coordinates. Can you tell me, please, the coordinates of this point, Paola?
Um,
Sorry, let me admit Lina. Tell me,
but the
Paola.
lines están bien, profe? Are okay the lines?
The axis, yes.
Okay. I think that are I don't know how I lo puedo decir. Porque a mí ya se me olvidó el tema. El año pasado lo vimos
No
en geometría.
problem,
Lo
no
primero que
problem, no problem.
es feo.
Say what you
Ya se
think, and I will tell you if you are right or wrong.
Lo que pasa es
Remember,
que,
it's not
pues,
a problem if you're wrong. What?
abajito,
Down, down,
down
down.
are a 6,
6.
and al otro lado are the 7. I don't know how I say that in a
So,
mathematic
but
form.
what first? This one, what first? The 7 or what first? The 6?
The 7,
I don't know. You tell me.
I say the 7.
You say the 7. Let's check. I know. Properties. Ya admito a la persona. So let
Ah,
me
no, es
admit this
primero el
person.
6.
Yes. First one is the 6. Because when you do coordinates, you have to always refer first to the horizontal part of the coordinate. So the part that goes down or up. Sometimes the points can be here and will be up. So where it connects with the axis X, with the horizontal axis, and later the vertical. Because if you do it in any way, look what the 7-6 is. Ay Dios. This one is the 7-6. So it's not exactly the same. So you have to be really careful and always do it in the same way. Or if you don't do it like that, you will be telling things in the wrong way. So for example, if Daniela, sorry, Paola gave me a 7,6, she was talking about this point instead of the one that I asked her for. So
Ah,
you have to
ok.
be really careful of that. And so remember, always first the horizontal, always first the X, and then the Y, right? So
Ok.
thank you, Paola. Now I am going to ask another person. Let me see, let me see. Sorry, let me check the chat. Because estás preguntando, Laura. Recuerda que se pregunta con why y no, no because es para responder. So Laura is going to help me right now. Hello, Laura.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, Laura. So I am going to ask you about the coordinates of this next story.
Okay.
Sorry, the point L. Can you tell me, please, the coordinates of this one?
3 one moment, please.
Okay, don't worry.
3 and 12.
So first, 3,12. So like this,
Yes.
like this.
One moment.
Yes. Tell me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 3,12 or not.
Yes.
So let's discover. It's 12, comma minus 3. Let me show you.
Why?
Yes, let me make some things here and I will tell you just in a moment. Okay, let me put it really fine. Let me change it a little bit. Se supone que la debería poder hacer punteada. Bueno, voy a ponerla de otro color. Ah, no. Ah, sorry. No, I want this property. Ay, perdón, es que me hago un 8 con este programa. No sé por qué ya no lo puedo manejar si yo era súper bueno. Okay. So anyway, so Laura, look. I created this line and this other line that are connections to the axis. So first, you have to put always the connection, the number that it connects with the horizontal axis. So first should be the 12. And second should be this one. But this one is not positive 3. This one is negative because it's in the other part of the axis. Look that here, the right part is positive and the left part is negative. And in the vertical, the upper part is positive and the lower part is negative. So in this case, it's 12 first, the horizontal, and then 3. Sorry, minus 3 because it's negative. This part is negative. So you have to be really careful with that.
Okay, teacher.
Thank you, Laura. And
Yes.
once again, I am going to ask another person. Let me check. Carol. Hello, Carol.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Carol? So, Carol, you're going to help me with this point. The point O. Look at it really, really carefully and please tell me the coordinates of this point.
A moment, please.
Don't worry.
Is minus 6, 5?
Minus 6,5. Let's check. Yes, it is minus 6,5 because it connects with the minus 6 in the horizontal. So it should be minus 6 first. And then it connects with the 5 in the vertical. So perfect. So let me show you also what happens because we always do it with whole numbers, with integer numbers. But let's see what happens if it's not perfect. Decimals are also included. You can also do coordinates with decimals. The only thing is that we don't do it because it's a little bit more tedious, es un poquito más engorroso, but sometimes we will have to do it. But you need to know that it is possible. So first it connects with the minus 5.2, 26, sorry, and then it connects with the 4.42. So decimals are also possible. And also fractions, because remember that decimals can be translated to fractions. So you can also have fractional coordinates. That's not a problem. But let's keep it with integers for now. So thank you very much, Carol.
Okay.
So is there any questions about coordinates and anything related to the points 14 and 15 of Alex that you know they have a mistake and the people in the platform are solving it? So I can move towards sets. So Valeria and Valerie don't have questions. Sorry, Nicolas, I didn't see that you wanted. Valerie has questions or not? No questions, no questions. You want, Hitlina, what do you want? To ask a question? No? So maybe you participate later. Don't worry. In the part of sets that we are going to talk about right now. So I think people don't have questions. Okay, Nico, talk.
Teacher, una pregunta. Es
Yes,
que
in
yo no tengo.
English.
I don't understand cuando Laura pasó,
Yeah.
I don't understand the order of the coordinates. How I.
Okay, the Laura is this one, right? The one of Laura.
Yes.
Yes. So always, Nico, you have to put first the part that is in the x axis. So the horizontal, el que está acostado. So
Okay.
what is the one that is horizontal? The 12 or the -3?
The 12.
The 12. So you put first the 12. And why is it -3? Because look, if we do the complete Cartesian plane, not only this part, but the complete one, you see that in the center is the 0, 0, right? That is that is the origin of the Cartesian plane.
Yes.
So to the right is positive and to the left is negative. And the same happens with the vertical axis. Up is positive and down is negative. So -1, -2, -3. And this point connects with the -3 in the vertical axis. So it's 12, -3. Is it better, Nico?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
now
you,
you
teacher.
understand? You're
Yes.
welcome. So, one Manja. What happened? Do you have any question? Thank you, Valerie. That's great. Nope. Okay, so let's continue with sets. And with this topic happens the same. Who's talking? Diana. Diana, can you talk? Yes, horizontal is with Z. Thank you. Diana, if you're not gonna talk, I'm gonna mute you. Do you want to talk anything? I think no. Yes, that's it. So once again, with sets, the same thing that happens with the other topics happens. We saw sets last year. You know it. We did it, I think, in the first term. Ay, Dios. Chat. Okay, you will copy, but in the hour that you have free. So I know that it is not today. I know that it is tomorrow. So tomorrow you will have this hour to copy the notes, because the presentation is going to be in Padlet. Todavía no está en Padlet. Ese sí no lo he subido. But in a moment I will upload it. You can download it and you can copy the notes or
Okay.
copy any notes that you want in the notebook. Please do it. I don't want to return to the school whenever we do it and see your notebooks white. Yes, don't be lazy. So once again, sets. We need to review sets a little bit. Yes, I know we saw it last year, but this review will allow us to expand on this topic, because we will need sets later, I think in other term, and we need to know it really, really well in order to make things of probability that it is in the part of statistics, right? So that is why we are remembering sets. So, okay, sorry about my coughing. So sets are collections, colecciones of things. So things are inside sets, but the collections are well defined. What does that mean? That means that there is a criterion or a characteristic that defines what elements belong to the determined set. Teacher, what does all of that mean? That is really confusing. Yes, I know, don't worry. So let's focus on this example. The set of vowels and the set are A, E, I, O, of course. What is the characteristic that joins all of these elements? Well, that they are vowels. So the set is well defined because it has a characteristic that defines the elements inside. Like this other example. The set of primary colors, yellow, blue, red. Well, they are the primary colors. That is the characteristic that joins all of these three things. And the same here. The set of odd natural numbers. Remember, odd means impar. So this is the characteristic, sorry, that joins all of these elements, 1, 3, 5, 7. But here I put 3 points to represent that this set continues and that it is infinite. Because remember, there are also infinite sets, like this one, or like the even numbers, or like the natural numbers, or like the real numbers that include natural, positive, negatives, fractions, decimals, all of that are the real numbers. That one is also infinite. But don't worry, don't worry. Let's keep it normal for now. Valeria Segura. Hello, Valeria Segura. How are you? So that is the definition of sets. A collection of elements with a characteristic that joins them. Yes, it's well defined. There is a criterion that can tell you really good what elements can be inside. And this is something that you probably remember from last year because you can name sets by extension and comprehension. And that is not really difficult at all. By extension is naming the sets by enumerating its elements. So writing all of the elements that they have, that the set has. So remember, you have to use the keys or the brackets and separate all of the elements by commas. And once you are done, you close the brackets. So in the case of infinite sets, you put points and then you close it because you cannot physically write infinite elements. So that is naming it by extension, right? But by comprehension, we didn't do it too much last year because it's kind of obvious. By comprehension is telling the characteristics that define the element, the sets. So the characteristics is that it's the set of vowels. So the description by comprehension of this set is this one, the set of vowels, or in the previous one, the set of primary colors, that is comprehension. And in this one, the set of odd natural numbers, or we can say, for example, the set of even numbers, perdón, even numbers, or the set of natural numbers, así se escribe el natural con esta N un poquito más gruesa, natural numbers, or the set of real numbers. Don't worry, we will talk about that in another occasion. So that's it. But even if it right now, it seems kind of obvious, I can tell you that when you start doing comprehension sets in other grades, that is not going to be really obvious anymore. So don't worry, we are not going to do it for now, but you can find things like this. The set of real numbers such that x belongs to the set of um, sorry, sorry, to the set, no, sorry, me equivoqué. But it's something like the set of real numbers such that x is smaller than 100. That is a comprehension writing of one specific set. And you may say, okay, teacher, that is really confusing. I don't understand. Yes, that's really confusing. You don't have to worry about that. But I can tell you that it is all of the numbers that are bigger than 100 from the sets of the real numbers. So that includes decimals, fractions, all of that stuff. So don't worry, that is comprehension, but not for now. For now, it's simple. You only have to understand what characteristic joins it. So let's continue with that. A universal set that we always name with this little u, and we do it like this to differentiate of the operation of union, which is this. We better write the universal set like this, como una herradura. Is the set that includes all of the elements under consideration in a given situation. Why? What happened there? Ay, Dios. I don't understand what happened. Anyway. Tell me, Violeta.
Teacher, I
Yes.
have a question.
Tell me.
The worksheet that you put in Padlet, that is in Padlet, we have to present that worksheet today?
Let me remind. I think I know what it is, but let me confirm it. This one?
Sí, yeah, that one.
Well, you were supposed to do it. Ya. Let me talk in Spanish. ¿Se acuerdan que a ustedes les tuve que repetir una clase porque tuve problemas?
Yes.
Yes.
Déjenme confirmar aquí en su Padlet.
You say that
No,
you answer
solve
the
some word
question.
problems.
Tenías que reiniciar ahí.
Pero chicos, miren, ustedes debían hacer esto. Ay, Dios, ¿ahora qué hice? En el día 2.
Ay, but teacher,
primera
you
hora.
say to us that we have all day semana.
I do,
Yes,
yo
yes,
ya
yes.
lo
No,
hice.
sí,
Pero
yo
tú
lo
nos
dije
dijiste que
tranquilo.
teníamos que...
¿Qué
Yo ya
sí,
lo
ya
hice,
sé.
profe.
Háganme un favor,
Yo
hagan silencio y
también.
déjenme terminar. Thank you. Miren,
Tengo
sí,
respuesta.
en teoría lo debían haber hecho ese día a la primera hora, pero yo sí les dije tranquilos que tenían todos estos días, sí. Entonces, por favor, envíenlo durante el día de hoy cuando puedan. La idea
Okay.
es que-
Thank
¿Cómo,
you,
chicos?
teacher.
Vale.
¿Cuál es el
The
worksheet,
second
profe?
question.
Míralo acá, Nico.
¿Nico? ¿Nico, profe?
Bueno, la persona que me haya hablado es que de algunos tienen voz parecida.
Jorge.
Jorge, bien.
Ok,
It's this
profe.
one.
Listo.
So,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Ok.
I do it.
Thank you. So the universal set is everything that includes the example or the situation that we are looking at. So here in this example, let me make it a little bit bigger. You have this example, like 3 sets in Venn diagrams: the set of animals, the set of mammals, que es mamíferos, and aquatic animals. And you have a little element, which is spiders, outside the 3 sets. That is included in the universal set. So for the universal set, ay, Dios mío, ¿por qué siguen entrando estas horas, chicos? Es que se les cae el internet, sí es complejo. Ya sé qué voy a hacer para evitar tener que salirme. Desde la próxima voy a abrir mi otro computador y desde ahí les doy la entrada. So here, for the universal set, you had to write everything: elephants, giraffes, whales, buffaloes, dogs, cats, dolphins, octopus, eels, which is anguilas, and spiders also for the universal set, right? And I think that that is really easy, so I am not gonna ask. And please, some person close the microphone because someone has it activated. What is the cardinal? I think that I talked to you about that, but just a little bit last year. But the cardinal is a really easy concept. The cardinal of any set is the total amount of elements that it contains. So, for example, let's go back to this one. The set of big animals. Jorge, how many elements are here?
3 elements.
3 elements. So the cardinal of that set is 3. And let me show you how you write it. You write the comprehension, big animals, and you put it 2 bars inside. So inside 2 bars, like here. For example, imagine that the set A has 4 elements, 4 x's. Well, the cardinal of the set A is 4, and you write it like that. Cardinal of A, remember these 2 bars, 4. The amount of elements. So, okay, let's look. The cardinal of mammals is 5 because look, in mammals, there are 3, 4, 5 elements. Cardinal is 5. The cardinal of big animals is 3. The cardinal of aquatic animals inside the circle are 1, 2, 3, 4. And the cardinal of the universal set, which is everything, is 10, because in total there are 10 elements. That is the cardinal. The cardinal is a really simple concept, the amount of elements that a set has. Right? So, belongs to and does not belong to. Let me check the hour. Okay, we have 5 minutes, but actually 3, so you can start the other class on time. Well, kids. Belongs to and not belongs to. So remember that we use these symbols. That little e with a little curve, o sea, no una e cuadrada, sino curva como esta, because this e is used for something else in the theory of sets. We use this or this one y otras más que ya les voy a mostrar to represent if something belongs to a set or not. For example, in the previous example, the element elephants belongs to the set of big animals because look, elephants is in big animals. Or you can say it in the other way. Animals contains the element, o sea, la ponen al revés para representar que el elemento es este. Animals, big animals contains the element elephants. So that means that in this set, this element is inside. So you have to be really careful with the direction that you use this set. So, like this. So when you have it like this, here is the set and the element. But when you have it like this, here is the element and here is the set. Like you see it here. Element set, set element. Don't worry, you will get used to that. And finally, you can do it with a line, así, to represent that D doesn't belong to the set. For example, dolphin is not part of the set big animals. Look, here is not the dolphins. Dolphins are somewhere else. So you can say that dolphins don't belong to animals. That element doesn't belong to this set. Or this set doesn't contain the element dolphins. Yes? Sorry. So let me stop that and let me ask if there is a question before I kick you out of this class so you go to the other one. F, ¿qué pasó? What questions do you have? No questions? Okay. Let me speak in Spanish and let me tell you what we are going to do tomorrow. Bueno, chicos, vamos a hacer una cosa. Como no les he podido terminar de explicar bien sets porque pues tuve que explicar unas cosas de geometry, no se preocupen. El día de mañana vamos a intentar, vamos a hacer un experimento. Les voy a asignar una actividad en Alex, ¿vale?
Teacher, one question. Mañana. Mañana es sábado, ¿no?
Ay, mañana el lunes. Thank you, Laura.
Sí.
Entonces, les
Hay un
voy a
momento.
asignar una actividad en Alex que tiene que ver con sets, pero muy posiblemente, o sea, casi que seguro, van a salir temas que no les he explicado hoy, pero que ustedes sí vieron el año pasado. Entonces, lo que les voy a hacer es lo siguiente. Les voy a activar la actividad, valga la redundancia.
Profe, yo estaba
Les
el
voy a...
año pasado.
Espérame, déjame hablar. Sí, tranquilo,
Pues,
yo sé que hay personas que no estaban el año pasado, no se preocupen. Ay, bueno, entonces, les voy a dejar activado el ejemplo. Lo que ustedes van a hacer es intentarla resolver mediante el ejemplo. Si tienen preguntas, yo voy a dejar me escriben por Fidias y yo les paso un link de Google Meet para que yo les responda sus preguntas, no por correo, sino pues ahí en persona y ustedes me muestran sus pantallas y la vamos haciendo juntos. Y el que quiera puede conectarse a eso. ¿Listo? Voy a dejar abierta una sala. Simplemente me escribo, o bueno, yo la coloco ahí, pero igual ustedes se conectan principalmente a la actividad en Alex. Si ya tienen preguntas, se conectan conmigo. ¿Vale? ¿Quedó entendido?
Sí, señor, profe.
Bueno, chicos, entonces porfa, salgan ya y vayan a su otra clase. No lleguen tarde.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, bye.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Thanks for the
Bye,
class.
bye. You're
Bye,
welcome,
teacher.
kid. Daniela,
Bye,
necesito que
teacher.
entres
Thank
ahora.
you.
Necesito que
Yes, yes, yes.
entres.
For the next
Bye,
class.
teacher.
For the
Chao.
next class.
Bye.
I
Bye. Bye,
I
bye.
changed my name.
Meow.
I changed my name. Bye, teacher.
chao.
Chao.